The currency market has already started celebrating New Year. Even yesterday's rise in the activity of the pounds traders failed to affect the market situation. After a rapid increase, the pound sterling quickly returned to the previous level. The growth in the pound sterling contradicted the news flow, and the fact is that employees in the transport sector of the United Kingdom went on a mass strike. In other words, the growth was of speculative nature. This became possible since all big investors have already left for the holidays. Today, the market situation will hardly alter despite the publication of the US unemployment claims data. Notably, economists do not expect any noticeable changes in the indicator. Thus, the number of first-time claims may advance by 4,000, which is too small. The number of continuing claims is expected to decline by 1,000, thus remaining almost unchanged. In other words, it's a high time to think of events that the upcoming year may bring. It's obvious that the policies of the main central banks will determine the overall trends. At the moment, most analysts foresee further rise in the euro and the pound sterling. They suppose that the US regulator will soon start to cut its key interest rate. However, it seems that the forecasts do not take into account the recent meetings of central banks, especially the ones held by the Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank. Curiously, at a recent meeting, two members of the Bank of England's Monetary Policy Committee voted for a cut in the benchmark rate. Christine Lagarde also dropped a hint about such possibility. Meanwhile, the Fed almost excluded the likelihood of the key interest rate cut in the next year. Once traders realize all the changes, their sentiment will alter sharply. In the event of this, the greenback is likely to resume gaining in value. It's highly possible that this scenario will come true in the first part of 2023. Ahead of the new year, we see that the euro-dollar pair tested the upper limit of the sideways channel, which acted as resistance. As a result, the volume of long positions dropped, and thus causing a decline in the euro. Since the news flow is not rich in events and the year is coming to an end, traders have become less active, and the existing fluctuation may last until early January. Meanwhile, yesterday the pound-dollar pair showed higher activity, but this did not lead to considerable changes. Speculators managed to boost the price by 100 pips in a moment, and this was the fastest change in the last 7 days. However, later the price returned to the psychological level of 1.20. Judging by the price movement during the week, we can say that the price is trading sideways. The lower limit of the range is located at the psychological level of 1.20, whereas the level of 1.21 is acting as the upper one. Under the current conditions, traders are better to apply a breakout strategy that may indicate a further direction of the price. To avoid a false breakout and catch the right cycle, traders should keep in mind a 50 pip amendment for each limit. Thus, it will be possible to enter the market at 1.1950 in the case of a downward movement. As for the upward scenario, traders may enter the market at 1.2150. And that's all for now. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and see you in several hours. We will take a close look at the US trading session.